So have you guys ever wondered about the zodiac signs up in the sky? Yes? Okay, awesome. So have you guys heard the term zodiac signs?
Yes.
Okay, great, awesome. So we've all heard these words throughout our lives, but we don't actually know where it all originates from. And the zodiac signs actually, it's part of two things, which is astrology and astronomy. Oops. So astrology is basically the belief that the way stars and planets are placed in the sky can influence our lives, and astronomy is the study of celestial objects, space, and the physical universe as a whole. So we've all heard, like I said, we all heard these words. We've all have an idea of what it is, but we don't actually know where it all started. When I was younger, I've always been interested in this because just the idea that something out there can influence our lives. We're so far from each other, and it's just the way it connects is just interesting to me. So the ways of astrology and astronomy it provides an exciting thing to our lives and not so dull. So with its stories and history behind it all. So today I'm going to present to you guys a brief history, the beginning basically of zodiac signs, astrology, and astronomy, and the zodiac signs, the dates, the traits, and the new dates and the possible 13th zodiac sign. So all my history that I found was from a lecture given by Professor Jim Scromberg of the University of Oregon in an astronomy class. So he says that the earliest proof is the Stonehenge. Have you guys seen this picture before, or seen what this is? Yes. Okay, so this is from the south of England, and it's said to be created around 3000 BC to 1800 BC, and it was just supposed to basically predict events, the way the sun and the moon would kind of shine on it. And then during this time also, they said the earliest records were found in that of the Babylonian area, the Egyptian area, and the Chinese area. And but none of this was actually confirmed until the Greeks came along. So they were the first. The Greeks were basically the first to consider astronomy as a science, and they were first to give explanations. So they saw everything as an open book, because it's the universe is huge. So they try to condense it down for us. So they were the first to give explanations as well. And the first people to think of that was Aristotle and Plato, and they saw it as the mathematical problem of the universe. And after them came Hippocrates, which he made the first star catalog in 100 BC. This is the actual star catalog. It was a statue. Okay, moving on to the Renaissance age, which was the most influential age of astronomy, because this was the time when the church said the Earth was at the center of the universe. But not until Copernicus came along and said that no, the sun was in the center. But he didn't actually have actual proof, so the church kind of put under the rug. Not until Galileo Galilei came along and actually gave mathematical and scientific proof, which in the end he was exiled by the church. So now that you guys have an understanding of the history, here are the zodiac signs. So I'm going to go through each of them. And the information on my PowerPoints I found on whatisyoursign.com, but I'm going to give you information from theastrologyroom.com. So Aries, I'm giving you guys the birthday dates, the element, the traits, and what it actually is. So if you guys look at the symbol, it looks as if this is the nose and these are the eyebrows of a human. So it kind of goes like that. And the ram is supposed to signify aggressiveness, so that's why it has horns. So the next one is Taurus, and it's called Taurus because there's mythological stories in Egyptian and Greek mythology, so that's why it's called Taurus. And for Gemini, if you look closely to them, they're twins, so they're standing right next to each other, and they look like eyes, but they can also look as the Roman numeral number 2. And they're supposed to describe the opposites, so day and night, quiet, loud. So Cancer. So if you look at the picture, it's 2 circles and a tail, which describes a woman's breast. And for that, it describes nourishment, motherhood, and the sensitivity overall for that person. So Leo is the lion, and the person who's born under this star is usually very prideful, but at the same time graceful. So Virgo is the Virgin. It is the only female zodiac sign there is, and actually the M in the sign represents a woman's vagina. So she was a virgin woman vagina. There you go. So the next one one is Libra, which was a scale, which represents balance. Next was Scorpio, which is the scorpion, and if you look at the sign, it's an M and then has a tail, which is a scorpion tail. And then Sagittarius is the centaur, which is a half man, half horse man, and he would carry around with him a bow and arrow, which is why it kind of looks like an arrow in the bow, kind of right there. After that is Capricorn, which is a sea goat, and right there is right here would be the horn of the goat, and right here would be the tail of the fish, so sea goat. And for Aquarius, it's the water bearer, so that's why it zigzags, because it symbolizes water. And lastly, it's Pisces. It's basically the fish, and the symbol represents two fishes swimming on opposite ends. So there's one going down here, and one's supposed to be going up that way. Okay, so recently they discovered that maybe there's another star. We missed another star, because so there's new dates apparently, because they said, oh, there's a new zodiac sign. And I say maybe because it's not yet proven, it's still a theory, which is Orpheus, which is between Scorpio and Sagittarius. And the reason for this coming along is because the Earth rotates around, so we've moved obviously, so the sun won't be shining on the same star on the birthday, it'll be shining on another star. So like for example, me, I'm a Taurus, I call Taurus. So I wouldn't be a Taurus anymore, because I was born April 27th, I would be actually in Aries now, so we go back one. So, but this is only if you were born after 2009. I am not born after 2009, so. So, yeah, so they're still kind of looking into that, so. Because of Chinese, they were looking mostly at the Chinese zodiac sign because they have 13 and we only have 12, so they were kind of like thrown off by that. So anyways, so in conclusion, the ideas of astrology and astronomy adds an exciting way to our lifestyle. Like, we don't want like a dull lifestyle, so a lot of us look towards the horoscope and say, what am I going to do today, or like, am I compatible with this other person? So today I presented to you guys the origin history of all this, the zodiac sign dates that most of us can relate to, and then the new dates that came along just recently, like a year ago, I think, actually. So if you guys are ever bored on a Saturday night, like there's nothing to do, no parties, no nothing, why don't you just go out in the sky? I'm sure there's something magical up there, so just take a